Well, taking a look in the yard out here, this is where I was mowing yesterday. And you can see that the grass has got a divot in it. That's not a tire track. That's where the lawnmower blade cut way down lower on one side than the other. Well, let's take a few moments and we'll go see why that happened and show you what I discovered when I checked into it. Well, you can see a nice little spot in the metal there, a hole in the back of the mower deck, and a hole down at the bottom where you can see the grass sticking up through it. And that is what used to be there. That is one of the support brackets. And this is the other one that holds the mower deck up in the back. So I bought this mower. Well, actually, it was bought for me by the wife as a gift back in 2012. Of course, this is 2016, so it lasted me about 4 years. I checked on replacing the mower deck. I've already replaced the spindles. This one here and the one on the other side. I replaced those last year. They gave out on me, and they are what holds the blades up. So anyway, had this mower for 4 years. Okay, this is the lawnmower. It's a Troybuilt horse, and I've had it since 2012. As you can see, the mower deck's off now. It's been removed. The only other problem I've had with this mower other than the mower deck was the engine has a valve cover that was not made really strong enough for the way it was designed, and it's a Collier engine. What happened was it would leak oil out of the valve cover in the front, and then it dribbles down over the exhaust system, so it has a good bit of smoke, and it of course loses oil. I went and got a new valve cover gasket, replaced it. When I was talking to the dealer that sells parts, he told me, yeah, there was a different part I could buy that would fix the problem because Collier had figured out they had a problem. I'll admit that does puzzle me why they didn't do a recall on the engines and send those new parts out for free with that reinforced brackets around it so it wouldn't start leaking again. So I replaced that 2 years ago when I replaced the valve cover gasket on it. After replacing it, it didn't leak for about a year or so, and then it began to seep a little bit. I just checked the oil and kept using it as it was. The mower deck became the true issue, and the mower deck broke. First, one of the wheels that supported it fell off, broke off, and then the deck itself. Now, am I blaming Troybuilt for the mower deck? No, I am not blaming them. I have 2 acres of land, and the field behind my home is a really rough and harsh area. So with that harsh, rough field, a mower deck usually lasts me 4 to 7 years. This one only lasted me 4. And admittedly, I did check into getting the mower deck itself, the metal portion, replaced. Replacing just this deck here, the mower part that has the wheels on it and all the pulleys and working mechanism for the blades, the deck itself cost $265. So I looked at that, considered it, and I've already had to replace those support mechanism and pulleys for the blades once. And you can see, if you look closely, right in here at the springs and the workings, there's a good bit of rust there, and I've greased that and lubricated it and done many other things. So the bottom line answer that I came up with this mower deck is I could weld it, or I should say get it welded. I have some family members who are welders, and I could also just take it to a welding shop and get that welded back shut, get the bracket welded back on. But after considering the idea of welding it or replacing the deck completely, both of those options didn't really appeal to me all that much. And I'm not real fond of that Collier engine. So I've decided I'm going to go to Lowe's. In fact, I went there last night and picked one out. They're going to assemble one for me. And the one they assemble for me is, I'm going to buy this time a Husqvarna. This is going to be my 3rd lawnmower or riding mower since 2005. The other one I've got, still have it. This was my first one. It's a Craftsman. It's an LT 2000, and I really do like the mower. As you can see, again, no mower deck, just the riding mower. The reason there's no mower deck on this one is the same thing happens. I am really hard on mower decks, and they don't last that well. But as you can see up front, there's a scraper blade on the front end of this riding mower. So this has become literally my wintertime riding mower. that is used for nothing more than scraping the snow off my driveway. So I have this one that I use in the winter, and then I have this one, the Troybuilt horse, that I use in the summer to mow with. So, Troybuilt horse, I've talked to a cousin of mine, and he has a number of lawnmowers. He repairs them, does numerous things. So I'm going to just give this one to him. He's going to come help me get the new one picked up from the store at Lowe's. And then once I get the new one from Lowe's brought here, we're going to load this one up on his trailer, and he's going to head back out, take it home, take the mowing deck. He'll probably weld the mowing deck back together, and then he'll use this as an alternate lawnmower. We're over at Lowe's now, and we're going to go get a new lawnmower here very shortly. So let's go look. They've got the display ones out. Let's go take a look at the one that I'm going to get, and then we'll see how it works, or see how it works when we get it home. We've made it into Lowe's. We're in where the lawnmowers are now. So let's take a look at the one that I'm planning on buying. All right, this is it. It's a Husqvarna. It's got a 48-inch deck, 3 blades underneath, and the big advantage I see with it is it's got all these different wheels that provide support for the lawnmower's mower deck. One of the big advantages to it, in my thinking, is this. Mower deck, heavy-duty reinforced deck with 10-year limited warranty for strength and durability. So, a 10-year warranty, as hard as I am on them, I could really use that. And it's got something that I really enjoy. It's got a Briggs & Stratton Intuck engine in it. That's what I've got in the Craftsman riding mower I've got. I've been using that Craftsman since 2005. It's 11 years old, and it's still, I just shove it up to choke it, hit the starter, and it kicks right over. It's been that way ever since I've had it. I've done minimal maintenance on it, except it did have a flywheel problem at one time. But other than that, it's been a great machine. So I have a great deal of confidence in this, that it's going to be a great machine too. Hopefully, all goes well. We'll see. Well, here it is. They just pushed it out a minute ago. Still wrapped up, fresh out of a box.
All right.
Well, there it is. Got it home now, and about to do all the stuff I need to do to set it up and get it ready to mow, get it gassed up, and get it running. I am going to do one thing. I saw something someone else had talked about in one of the reviews of it, that they want to make sure they set the mower deck properly before they start it. Of course, the only thing I can figure they're talking about is setting the rollers on the mower deck at the right height. So definitely at the moment they're up in a all the way up position. You can see the roller right there with it all the way up. So I'm going to drop them down at least to the middle position, and maybe even all the way to the bottom. We'll see once I decide on what kind of height I want on the cutting deck. But either way, I'm going to get it set up, get everything ready, check the oil in it, add fuel to it. Well, got on it and tried the seat out and found out they'd set the seat all the way forward when they put it together, and all they really did is put the seat on anyway. So we're going to have to take this bolt out, remove it, or at least loosen it, so that the seat will then move back and forth. Of course, I dropped it. That's typical. So now we'll set it back, and we'll work the seat until we can get it back in the position where we want it. I'm going to be a little more careful when I flip it up, so I end up flipping it up and keep it in the right spot where I want it, and put this bolt back in. Well, I'm going to put it in the center one, and not in one of the forward ones. And that'll get the seat set up. There we go. That should hold it in place so it doesn't slide forward on its own. Okay, let's take a few minutes and look at what came with the new Husqvarna YTA24V48. This, of course, is an attachment for your water hose, so if you want to use the attachment, what it does, it screws on into your water hose, and then it clips on to your mower deck to rinse the underside of the mower deck. The way I've read before that you do that with the other mowers I've had is if you want to use it, what you'll do is you'll take the water hose, connect it to this, turn the water on. You'll start the mower, have it running, have the blades engaged so they're turning. And then you'll connect it to the mower deck, and what it'll do is it'll spray water under the mower deck, and then the blades sling the water all around to literally rinse the grass out in the mower deck. Me, I'll admit I do not plan to use that. That's just going to be some extra stuff that's laying around. And the reason for that, I do not want to spray water up under a brand new mower deck and add to any possible rust. What I'll do is I have a jack that I can drive the front end of the mower up on, and it's a mower jack, picks it up by both front wheels and locks it in an up place so it's safe where I can get under the mower deck. Then I can literally lay down and just take a broom or something and scrub at the underside of my mower deck until I clean it. This tube here is for when you're changing your oil. It enables you to drain the oil from the engine out to the side without you having a problem with the oil running down all over the frame of the engine. Of course, just instructions on telling you what to do, how to start it. For cold weather, regular weather, you just shove it up to the little bunny rabbit or the fast position and start it. Cold weather, you shove it all the way up. It's got a snowflake that's up above the bunny rabbit. I don't know why they just didn't say choke. That would have been probably an easier way, but okay, snowflake. Just information about the keys and a little thing that was hanging on the side of it. The keys themselves, 2 keys. It's kind of funny, the first thing, tragic accidents happen. Kids and mowers don't mix. It says right up here at the top. And then it's got a little warning, shows the dad out on the lawnmower waving, 2 little children held by their mom's hands inside the window. I'll admit, I kind of wondered when I saw that, why is it the mom that's in there? Are you sure it's not the mom that's on the lawnmower and the dad's inside? But, you know, that's an argument for a different time, a different place. And then Spanish language on the back. Limited warranty. And that is something that is hugely important to me about this mower. I've had a real hard time with mower decks. And this is my 3rd lawnmower since 2007. So in 11 years, I've went through a total of 3 riding mowers. This is the 3rd one. As I said in the earlier video and showed pictures of them, I had a Craftsman LT2000. Good mower. I mean, still got it, still used to push snow with. But the mower deck just could not stand up to the roughness of the field and the places I mow. So then I bought, well actually my wife bought for me a brand new Troybuilt, and it was the horse. It's a bigger one of the Troybuilts, and so I used it, got it in 2012. I had the first one in 2005, it lasted 2012. Started having real problems with the mower deck, and I was beginning to pour money into it. So wife bought me a new one in 2012. Used it 2012 till 15. Last year on 15, one of the spindles that holds the blades up broke, and it dropped the blade down into the dirt, and things went really bad. So I replaced that. A week later, the other one went out on the Troybuilt horse. After the second one went out, I replaced it, used the lawnmower for the rest of the mowing season. This year I was using it, and again, rough terrain, hard ground. I'm not hating on the Troybuilt motor. I'm not. The Troybuilt mower just could not, with its mower deck, stand up to the harsh terrain I'm working in. So warranty, very important. This mower has a 3-part warranty. It has a 3-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, it says, on the notes that come with it. That's parts and labor. It has a 5-year warranty on the chassis and the front axle. The front axle is made of cast iron, and it's similar to the one I've got on my LT2000 Craftsman. I absolutely love it. It is durable, it is tough, it's hardcore. Breaking it, I don't think is ever going to be an option. You can see the factory grease on it. The 3rd part of the warranty is the mower deck. That was the part that really captured my interest. In fact, my wife pointed out a 10-year cutting deck warranty. 10 years. You know, I'm averaging 2 years with cutting decks, so I'm really intrigued by having a 10-year warranty. Okay, then we got this quick reference guide. And it's how to start, how to prepare your engine, towing, servicing, all sorts of different information in English and Spanish. So you get that. The operator's manual, and it talks about your engine. This mower has a 24 horsepower Briggs & Stratton Intech engine. Briggs & Stratton, totally sold on them. I mean, I'm not going to hate too bad on the Collier engines, but give me a Briggs & Stratton any day over just about any other lawnmower engine. Have loved those since I was young. Then we got a quick reference instruction on how to put the mower in operation straight out of the crate. Well, since I bought it from Lowe's, then they went ahead and put it together for me. They put the seat on, put the steering wheel on, put the steering column on, so I didn't have to do any of that. It also comes with this. Of course, this is, I don't know, like a lot of people will talk about in YouTube, clickbait. Well, this is bait for the guy with the lawnmower, the new lawnmower. It shows all kinds of attachments you can buy for your new lawnmower. Rollers, rakes, dethatchers, mulching blade kits, bagging kits, a cover, a scraper blade, and the list goes on. Even tire chains, and new seats, and bumper brush guards. So yeah, loading ramps. I'm not going to be buying any of that. Oh boy, I got to turn away from this because, yeah, the snowblower thing looked really cool, but we don't get enough snow here in Kentucky to make a real snowblower like that worth my while. And then it came with this replacement harness instruction. It appears to be with color instructions how to add an extra piece to your wiring harness. It must be something they decided to add after. Since it didn't come in the bag, I'm assuming that Lowe's has already done it, although I will check before I start using the mower. Okay, then you've got a checklist that tells you, okay, you got to unpack the tractor, get it out of the crate. Remove the tractor from the skid, okay, get it off the skid. E-battery, lift the hood and check your battery. Check the oil, tire pressure. Now I was reading in the setup manual, it said they overinflate the tires for transport while it's in a crate. So they want you to check your tire pressure and lower it to the tire pressure that's marked on the tires prior to using it. And then in-deck leveling, which you do that on a flat surface, which we're going to do in a little bit. J attachments for uninstalling a 54-inch deck. Well, I've only got the 48-inch deck. Still 3-blade deck, really heavily made. I'm very impressed with it. Then we've got this. It says easy starting. It goes through instructions on how to start your engine. Another warning telling you the maximum angles you can mow at safely. And then more information about mulching, bagging, belts, and other things. And the really cool thing is it gives you the part numbers for the exact mower you've got down here at the bottom. So if you need a new belt, you can look at this. You don't have to take the old belt and go to the place to buy a new belt in case you need it. Or if you're needing new blades, you don't have to go and disassemble the mower first, then go to the shop. You can just take the information there and go get your blades or your belts and then replace them. Okay, this part right here, what it's showing is how to measure the mowing deck height and to make sure that your mowing deck is set properly. What it tells you to do, lift your mowing deck to the most upper position, lift it all the way up. Then you go to 4 points on it. They label them A, B, C, and D. Literally, it's the corner points on the front and back of the mower deck on each side. So we want to measure each point. We come up with this one. It's right at 4 inches. And we go back to the back and checks it. And it is also at exactly 4 inches. So we go around to the far side. And again we measure exactly 4 inches the bottom of the mower deck again. This is the third measurement. We'll go back in just a second and measure the rear side on the passenger side of the mower. And once we've done that, we'll see if they all match. And we'll go back, check the rear passenger side, and find it's also exactly 4 inches. So the deck's good. Okay, so now it's time to do the tire pressure. What they said about the tire pressure was that they were overinflated for transport. So we look down on the side of the sidewall and it says inflate to 10 psi maximum. So let's see how much they put in it. It's right at 20 psi. So using my air hose not attached with just the chuck attached, I'm going to drain that. Keep at it until we get it right down to 10 psi, and it will have it to the recommended tire pressure that it requires. Okay, we're right at 10 psi now. So on our back tires, we're ready to mow. I'll get the front tires done, get a few other things done, and we'll be ready to start it up here shortly. Alrighty, well, we've stripped off all the packing material. I did notice there's a little ding on it right there, but I'm not really going to worry about that. It'll have enough dings on it soon enough anyway. Haven't put fuel in it yet, but have checked the engine out. Engine oil's good. Battery cable connections are good. Everything's secure there. So it looks like everything's good to go. I've checked the deck like they recommended in the manual. And so everything that needs to be done to prepare it other than putting fuel in it is finished. We're going to fuel it up, start it up, and then we'll take it for a test ride. Alrighty, well, we got it gassed up. Last thing I did was move the rollers up that are on the mower deck itself. Well, not moved them up, but moved them down. I removed all 4 of them that are removable, dropped them down 1 notch. The reason for that is, again, I got some really rough terrain out here, and I don't want it beating itself up no more than it has to. So, let's see what happens. Well, there it is. Just got it set up, checked the oil, checked everything about it, performed all the pre-maintenance checks they wanted done according to the manuals before I started. Yes, for once in my life, I read the manual before I went out to do something. So, what I'm gonna do next, I've got a yard to mow.